And we're live.
All right, as part of our continuing investigation into riders, their experiences on trikes and why they've gone there, we have another gentleman, one of our customers here, to give us his views on this. If you would, sir, tell us who you are.
I'm Dave Wagner. I live in Callender, Iowa.
All right, Dave. You don't look like you're exactly just 18 years old yet, but maybe you can tell us how long you've been riding.
I've been riding exactly 50 years.
50 years. Boy, that's even longer than me. That makes you truly one of the fathers of this deal. So, I understand you bought yourself a three-wheeler recently. What was your experience with that three-wheeler?
Well, first of all, let me tell you why I bought it.
Right.
We lived in Utah until 4 years ago, and I had an Ultra Classic. I'd ridden, like I say, motorcycles for years. And we bought a farm in Iowa, which is a gravel road, and I thought, maybe it's time to get a trike, because out on that gravel can get a little hairy, especially if it's a wet road. So I looked and looked, and I finally got a good deal this fall in Fort Dodge, and bought the bike and took it out, and I was not comfortable on it. I couldn't put my finger on why. Well, then I got to thinking about it, and again, I'm retired military. We were required to go to many motorcycle safety classes, and the last one I went to, actually, you had to have a minimum of 10 years experience to get into it. And they teach you things like drive half to a mile ahead of yourself. What am I going to do if that guy pulls out? And I realized that what I was afraid of is because the bike is opposite of a trike. If you want to turn, right on a motorcycle, you push the left handlebar, and the gyro effect leans the bike over. On a trike, it's like a car or a four-wheeler. You are steering it all the time. And on a crown road, sometimes it wants to drift towards whatever side ditch that you're on the road. And it suddenly dawned on me, gee, if I'm in an emergency situation, will my motorcycle instincts kick in and I'll kill myself? I didn't realize how ingrained your habits on a bike become. So I came up here and we had a really good deal. I got a 2011 Ultra Classic. I'm back on a two-wheeler again, and I'm very comfortable with that.
Okay. Well, geez, Dave, first of all, thank you for your service to our country. Really appreciate that. So this is a exactly opposite testimonial from what we've been talking about previously. We have mentioned that the challenges of learning to re-ride, especially for an old-time rider, and I believe you're exactly right, Dave. In a panic situation, I believe a person does revert to that two-wheel reaction, and that can be a negative thing. So, like I said, we're not here to promote having to get a trike. We're trying to give people some ideas of why some folks have done it and the experience they've had, and it's not always a positive thing. So, age has, again, very little to do with it. Sometimes we think we're at that point, and obviously, as Dave pointed out, he's not. So, would you ever consider another trike, or are you just going to ride two wheels until it's time to go?
Until the end. I'm comfortable on a bike. I know what I'm doing on a bike. I've learned so many things that, some do convert to a trike. For instance, if you're going on a highway and you're going to slow down to take an exit and there's traffic behind you, before you ever take your hand off the throttle, you touch the brake. Well, that rule applies to a bike or a trike. But my biggest concern for me, and anybody considering a trike, is ask yourself, how ingrained are your bike habits? How ingrained are they?
Exactly.
And mine were 50 years in the making.
And I've had customers just like you that have, when they bought their trike, I have coached them to be aware of the differences, to realize you have to steer, you don't lean. And I had one gentleman, I know that. He went out the door and promptly drove into our dumpster in the back, leaning off to the side, nothing happened. So that is part of the experience going to the trike. It's something that should not be taken lightly because it is a big step. And some of us have been riding 40, in your case 50 years. There's an awful lot to relearn. And so hopefully this testimony from Dave will give customers just another view of this to make sure that it's that time in life that it's ready for them. So
yeah, if you're ready and you're willing to put the effort in to really concentrate on a trike and you're more comfortable on a trike, great. But just do remember, you've got to now ingrain some new habits in your riding.
It's not for everybody. Thank you for your time, Dave.
Yeah,
We appreciate you giving us your experience.